phones. And we have an invocation that'll be offered by Pastor Paul Elgin from the First Presbyterian Church at Casa Grande. There you are.
Yes, sir.
And then followed by the Pledge of Allegiance to be led by Supervisor Surtee. Would you like to do that? Those that wish to participate, please stand.
Supervisors, citizens of Pinal County, please pray with me. Almighty Father, give us this day your wisdom to discern your will in our deliberations. Guide us by your Spirit and your love for all, that we may make just decisions and choose prudently. Be upon all county employees, our sheriff's office, and all who work for the public good. In uncertain times, you are our certain God. So in the midst of political strife, choose us to be the peacemakers. Help us to feed those who hunger for food, but also for righteousness. And lay your hands upon us, that we might be the hands helping others. And reveal to us the perfect plans you have for us, that we might strive to follow you more closely. We pray in the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Ghost, one God, now and forever. Amen.
Would you join me for the pledge? Pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. And with that, welcome to the Pinal County Board of Supervisors, August 5, 2026, regular meeting. Let's see, we're mostly here. Supervisor Miller on the phone? Maybe?
I am.
You am. Okay, great. Thank you very much. Items 1 and 2 are executive sessions, and surprise, we're not going to have them today because we don't have, so we're going to withdraw items 1 and 2. That'll speed things along today. That brings us to item number 3, which is County Manager's Report. Mr. Liu. Uh-oh. I'm feeling eyeballs staring at me. What did I do?
Chairman, if we may, just have a motion to withdraw items 1 and 2 from the agenda.
I said I wanted to.
I know.
So, okay, okay, let's follow the right rules then. May I get a motion, please, to withdraw items 1 and 2 from the agenda?
So moved.
I have a motion. Is there a second? Second. I have a motion and a second. Those in favor, please indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed?
Aye.
That's right, I forget about the delay there. Opposed? Hearing none, motion passes. Thank you. Items 1 and 2 are now withdrawn officially and correctly. Thank you. That brings us to item number 3. Mr. Liu.
Good morning, Chairman. Thank you. Just as a part of our continuing education process to understanding data centers and how they work and what they are and elements of them, the county and some board members and staff, as well as others in the state are learning, Yuma County, City of Casa Grande, were hosted by the City of Goodyear to go through tour data center campus that they have there just south of their new Buc-ee's, just south of the 10, as well as understand both from their community development services, how their code works, from the developer company themselves that leases us out, a company called Vantage, how their cooling system works, how their water use works, how their power works with APS and their providers down there. So as well as we're going to have a work session from some AI and data center type experts here on the 12th. So just wanted to update and for you and the public and members that couldn't make it, how that education process is going. That's all for this morning. Thank you, Chairman.
Thank you, sir. That brings us to item number 4, Supervisor District Updates. We'll start with Supervisor Goodman.
You bet. Thank you. First of all, I was part of that education that we went through with this town, City of Goodyear, and it was very informative on all levels, and especially when it comes to ordinances and things and what they've been planning or what they've been doing in the past. and kind of gives us an indication of probably where we should be heading as we get more and more of these coming our direction. We also had a very successful school supply donations that our office, along with the town of Queen Creek, our town of Santan Valley, sorry guys, that was put on, and we had a lot of individuals that donated in our Stuff the Bus with all school supplies, and so many of our youth in that area have been blessed, as well as other areas, because I understand that they had so many that they actually have contributed to other school districts as well and charter schools. So want to give a shout out to all of our residents in that location that did everything they could to help with our kids. Other than that, it's been a pretty, I shouldn't say a quiet, because we've had several meetings in regards to some of our public information that's been put out to the public for public comment when it comes to some of the ordinances and things that we've been evaluating, and so they've been actively involved, coming into my office, meeting with us and our staff. We've got staff from the county that's been working with us, and so we want to get it right. I think that's something that we need to be working strongly towards getting it right, so that we have some good ordinances in place, but not taking a lot of the rights of the people away. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Supervisor, what's your name? Vidiello.
Thank you, Chairman. Good morning, everybody. It's been quite a while since we've all seen you, and welcome to another Board of Supervisors meeting, and happy 4th of July and 250th year anniversary to everybody. So I met with Global Water for the city of Maricopa for an increase. They originally wanted to get a 19% increase, and thank God that they smartened up and decided not to do that. So it'll be about $1.50 on the average per month for residents, all depending on your water use. But again, it turned out to be much better than everybody expected. Also, I was able to, after a year and a half of trying to get to meet with Gila River, I got to meet with their economic development people, so maybe I'll get to the governor one of these days. And it was a great meeting talking about the future of economic development for Gila River and the city of Maricopa. Attended Coolidge City Council meetings, Maricopa City Council meetings. Went to a NACO conference. NACO conference is another Board of Supervisors meeting, and guess what the number one topic was? Yes, I'm sure you all know it was data centers. And I went to several different seminars, roundtables, and yes, they have the same type of situations that we're going through all throughout the county, country. We all speak the same language and starting to understand better about it. Met with also a couple of the commissioners, they're called. West Virginia, they are offering to send off their ordinances to us, so that way that can help us. Also Maryland, another commissioner that I met with, that it's going to help us write our ordinances and make sure that we have super tight ordinances for data centers, and we understand what's going on. Also, which I'm sure the other supervisors will get to speak about, Mr. McClure showed up along with Mr. Goodman, that we went to go visit a data center in Goodyear. I'll let Mr. McClure, Chairman, talk about that if he chooses to, but it was good to listen to what Goodyear has gone through over the past several years. We also had this special election meeting the other day to approve the numbers. Dana Lewis and her group did a great job as always, and thank you for all the hard work that they put in to make sure our elections ran smoothly. Also met with a very interesting group, the Mormon Women's Group, to talk about green energy, public safety, a lot of different situations that they find throughout the country. And there's about 450 women that they meet with, all Zoom-wise. But the 4 women that I met with all live here in Arizona, and it was actually really, really good to hear from people around the country what's going on in all different situations, because, again, the more we learn, the better off we are. What else? Also, Pinal County Transportation. We've been to a few of the ASU decision theaters, and they're going to be getting with each supervisor. Since I'm District 1, they came to me first. And it was a great update, and you guys will really enjoy that half-hour meeting to talk about transportation throughout Pinal County and how important it is. So that was a great update, and they'll have future ones with you guys in the future. So thank you, Chairman.
All right, thank you. Supervisor Surtee.
For being such a long break, it's really been pretty quiet with events going on. Next week is the Arizona Conference on Tourism, and one of the things I've been wanting to do is get county more involved, and Michelle Carpenter will be attending that because we do have so many tourist opportunities that we leave on the table. And another one, there was a rescue on the Superstitions in August of somebody cliff jumping with the parachutes. And I stayed over and over, don't hike, don't do anything like that. So it's still hot out there, even though it's overcast. So that's it for me.
Thank you. Supervisor Miller.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. If I have a minute.
Sure.
First, I do want to thank everybody for the well wishes from cards and emails and texts and what have you, and I'm progressing quite nicely with my recovery. So anyway, thank you for that. I don't have much. I've been off the grid quite a bit, but I believe we have a video of a paving project that was in my district that I've been looking forward to for a couple of years, actually. So if you can run that video.
We will.
The Papoose project started with a resident request to chip seal Papoose Road.
There had been numerous requests by the residents in this area to get some improvements out here.
Internally, we looked at it a little bit closer and decided, let's make this a bigger project. Let's not only do Papoose Road, let's do all the internal, smaller residential roads that'll provide all-weather access to all the residents.
Not just for the surface, but also flood mitigation and drainage improvements as well.
A lot of hands in the pot on this one. Most of it was internal. Our construction crews worked out here for almost a year. They hauled in just over 40,000 yards to bring the streets up to its natural grade. Our survey crews were out here almost every day. Our construction crews paved 13 low-flow crossing areas. Our bridge crew poured a bunch of concrete cutoff walls. So a lot of work went into it.
Just over a quarter mile long.
This is a direct project that came out of the TAC program, which is a very good way to analyze where we spend those dollars on an annual basis. We have an approval process, so when we spend those dollars, we see the return on our investment, and I think this is another example of that.
We looked at it, determined it was going to be a good project, not only for dust issues, but for drainage issues. It'll save us a little bit of maintenance costs.
With the county being the size of Connecticut, it's challenging to be able to get equipment to the areas that need attention. It behooves us to improve this site where we're not having to run a grader out here on a monthly basis. The improved roads benefit everyone, not just the residents in these areas, but the people that use it for the services that need to come out to this area. Trash collection, mail, school buses. These rough washboard roads are hard on all the equipment. So anytime we can improve the infrastructure, it benefits everyone.
Everybody seems super happy. The roads look great, and they're just happy to get paved roads.
No matter how remote your residence might be, there's still a need for the county to continue with the infrastructure work. My office, District 3, and we're always available. Use me for a resource, and we will always try to help you in any way to resolve issues in my district.
All right, well, thank you. That's really all I have at this time.
Thank you, Supervisor. From my area, we'll just start with a video. This will be Silver Bell improvements, another remote area of the county. For those of you that don't know where that is, any of you know where Arizona City is? I know the sheriff does, but okay. So where Interstate 8 and I-10 meet, there's a bunch of truck stops. If you go right there, go straight south about 4 miles is Arizona City. Go another 20 miles, and then you get down to Silver Bell. So remote areas. So please run the video.
This is called our Silver Bell Estates project.
The Silver Bell area is fairly remote.
About 20 miles south of Arizona City. And basically it's 3 separate projects combined into one. We're doing 3.5 miles of reconstruction of roadways.
In this case, we went in and were able to repair the roads, and some of them needed more than just repair, so we just tore them out and replaced them 100%.
We're doing 13 miles of pavement preservation, and we're doing another 3.5 miles of ARDP, which takes dirt dirt road to a paved surface.
And it's just easier for us to come in and do a large swath of roads.
It just made sense. If we're out here, let's utilize our time and equipment wisely. We had the funds right now, let's get it done while we're out here.
And be done for a while.
This project came about because of the residents out here.
Constituents come to us and voice their concerns about the area they live in. And in this case, that's what happened.
They invited upper management from our Public Works Department to a community meeting. And one of the issues they had out here was the condition of the existing roads.
We were able to take that to heart and come in and assess the area.
Some pavement preservation was definitely needed out here. But then we started looking at what else was out here.
Some of the pavement needed repair, some just plain needed to be removed. It was easier just to remove the pavement and lay new pavement.
The additional 3.5 miles were submitted through the TIMP process, so we decided just do it concurrently while we were doing the preservation out here. It's just a little bit fiscally smarter to get them off our maintenance system.
We don't have to run equipment out every month or every 2 months or 3 months. When monsoons come, it creates quite a problem for the water runoff in the area. The roads get damaged.
Right now, our Arizona City yard was having to bring a grader and an operator and a water truck out here just to maintain some dirt roads.
You can come out and do it and give it a good 4 or 5 year fix, which saves on future maintenance problems, improves safety, improves the dust, and of course the water runoff, try to keep it safer for property. If constituents have a concern about the area they live in, you can go to pinal.gov, you can go to Board of Supervisors, and you can find my office, District 4, anytime you have concerns in the area. Whatever the problem is, whether it's roads, it's some other safety issue, please call our office because we don't know what we don't know until somebody tells us.
Thank you. As was mentioned by Supervisor Goodman and Supervisor Vitiello, yes, we were in Goodyear the other day learning about data centers, and it was interesting. And now I fully understand what the closed loop system is and how the cooling system works. That was nice. So we'll keep moving forward on all those things. I'm sure more things like more data centers are coming. In the last couple of weeks, we had a big rainstorm in Oracle, which caused some interesting flooding. Since they live on the side of a mountain, if you're down the bottom of the mountain, guess what? All the water runs to you. So we had some issues there, and we're cleaning up Oracle quite a bit. The community garden was flooded with about a foot of mud, and we've helped them move all that out and clean everything up. And city streets are a mess, and we fixed all that. On a personal note, I went to see the Odyssey. You don't need to. I mean, it was okay, but so it was long. So anyway, that's my movie critic moment. And with that, I believe that's it. So we'll move on to item number 5 of a presentation and discussion regarding flock safety automated license plate readers. I have Sheriff Ross Teeple that knows where Arizona City is. And Silverbill.
Thought I was going to open it up.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, Vice Chairman, members of the board, Pinal County. For those of you that suffer from undiagnosed ADHD like I do, I'll just start off by saying that last month I instructed my staff to cancel the flock contract. That being said, I want to explain that I have serious safety concerns and Fourth Amendment violation concerns with AI data pattern recognition and facial recognition that these cameras are capable of. I want to give a little backstory because on the agenda it says ALPR, which if that was technically accurate, then we wouldn't have a Fourth Amendment concern. The Supreme Court of the United States multiple times has said that there is no expectation of privacy for your license plate on the back of your vehicle when it's driving down the roadway.
Sheriff, can I stop you right
Yes,
there
sir.
for just a second? I think I'm getting a clue here that we need to take a quick executive session on this. Sorry to interrupt the presentation.
No, not at all, sir.
But I think that it would be prudent to do that before you continue. May I get a motion, please, to recess the regular meeting and convene executive session?
Mr. Chair, I'd like to make a motion that we go into executive session.
We have a motion. Is there a second? Motion and a second. Those in favor, please indicate by saying aye.
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 There we go. Opposed? Hearing none, motion passes. We're in executive session. favor, please indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Or not.
You can hear him talking in the background.
Miller, you there?
Yeah, I said aye, but
Okay, just
very
check.
softly.
Okay, 5 ayes. Those opposed? Hearing none, motion passes. Thank you very much. Not supervisor, what's your name? Sheriff Teeple.
Sir.
Why don't you rewind and hit play?
All right, Mr. Chairman. Mr. Chairman, Vice Chairman, members of the board, Pinal County. To reiterate what I started off with explaining in this discussion is I have serious Fourth Amendment concerns over the current technology that is spread out on Pinal County unincorporated areas. I'm only talking about cameras that are under the control of the Pinal County Sheriff's Office. These concerns are enough that I instructed my staff to cancel the contract that the Sheriff's Office has as far as with these cameras go. I wanted to give a little context for everyone I think we can all agree that AI has become way more powerful now than it was in 2021. And in 2021, we looked at license plate readers because the Supreme Court of the United States it's settled law that you have no expectation of privacy for your license plate as it travels down a public roadway. The most recent ruling I find is really curious because in an 8-1 ruling in 2020, the Supreme Court of the United States confirmed that law enforcement can run a license plate driving down the roadway. The only dissenting opinion was by Sotomayor, where she dissented not on the reading of the license plate, it was on the actions of the police officer after he ran the license plate. He ran the license plate, and he said it showed that the registered owner of the vehicle had a suspended license, so he pulled him over, assuming it was the registered owner of the vehicle. It turned out to be him, but I actually agree with the dissension on this, that the officer should have known the person driving had a suspended license, knew that there was a registered owner. But so the entire Supreme Court agreed that there's no expectation of privacy on your license plate because technically DMV owns the license plate. The problem that I have that my staff brought up to me that I've been researching is we won't even go into the data breach issues that have been circulating. My IT confirmed that some of them have happened. What I have an issue with is once you create technology that can now establish a pattern of movement for an individual, there's a completely different Supreme Court ruling talking about putting geo-trackers on a vehicle so they could track a person's movement everywhere, and that's too intrusive. So now we have a camera system that can do facial recognition technology, pattern recognition technology, and can start building a data set on what our citizens are doing on a day-to-day basis. And that, in my training and experience and talking to my fellow law enforcement, is a huge Fourth Amendment violation. And so that's why I instructed my staff to eliminate this contract, and so we're not going forward. And to reiterate, this only affects the cameras that I'm responsible for providing law enforcement services to the unincorporated areas of the county. The cities, if they decide that they want to continue on with this technology, God bless them, they are free to do that. I'm just looking at the concerns that were presented to me by my staff and by my independent research. One of the things that I'd like to point out with our current vendor is when I legitimately started asking these questions from our rep for this area, and he said he would get me the answers for that. The next time I saw him, he explained to me that he had been let go from our vendor. So I thought that was very telling. So I'm open for discussion, Mr. Chairman, Vice Chairman, members of the board, if you have any further questions, sir.
Sorry, push the button. Thank you, Sheriff. Supervisor Surtee.
Yeah, I wanted to actually get this info out there before we started this. This is why I got this on the agenda, but there's so much national and local outrage, and people are taking it upon themselves to take these things down all over the country. And I think when we voted initially for these things, we didn't really have the information of what they would turn into and what they can still turn into, which is why we need to be concerned about them. I mean, the president just took a trip to China. You're monitored everywhere you go there. In the same way in the United Kingdom, it's just like the novel 1984. You just address the Fourth Amendment because they don't only photograph your car, they photograph whatever. Even if you walk by them, they're tracking you. And then there's the tired arguments, well, if you have nothing to hide, then why worry about it? And, well, why not just chip everybody right now and track everybody? And then I hear the tired argument, well, you can be tracked by this cell phone. Well, then why do we need them? We already have cell phones to track us that way. And the newer models, which will end up replacing these if we don't put a stop to it now, they will have facial recognition. They'll be able to read whose cell phone's in your vehicle and exactly who's in there. The city of Mesa has real-time cameras where you are actually tracked as if you were in China. And some places, they're putting them into infrastructure, like we do the cell phone towers into cacti and stuff. They're putting these cameras into things like that. The insurance questions, if we did not take them down, who's going to be liable to replace them? And they do not have breakaway poles, like poles that are mandated to be along the roadways in most places. And who monitors them? It's not elected people. It's not even sworn officers. It's just people that get hired at these companies. They have access to all your data. And there's been a lot of cases, and I'm not saying this would be, hopefully none of our officers were. There's been even where a police chief was tracking his ex to monitor her movements. So another reason why you can't let this keep going. And from what I can tell, the flock company has this information in perpetuity. It belongs to them once they record it. And why does it have to be held for 30 days? Why not, if you're actually looking for a kidnapped person, 5 minutes should be enough to say, we're looking for that vehicle. You don't need to keep doing it for 30 days. We have instant checks on firearms. You can do an instant check on that license plate as well. Tim Burchett, the congressman from Tennessee, is going to be running a bill to ban these things nationwide. If individual cities still want to be tyrannical and still do this, I don't know. Hopefully Burchett's law would stop that. And even if they are semi-effective, if the people don't want it, I feel we're under obligation to do what the people want. You know, we don't necessarily know better than the people. And I'll close with Ben Franklin, of course, with this gets quoted a lot. Those who would give up essential liberty to purchase temporary safety deserve neither. And if you're being monitored, you don't have liberty, you don't have freedom. So that was what I wanted to get out there. Thank you.
Thank you, Supervisor.
Mr. Chairman, I agree with everything Supervisor Surtee said, but I just wanted to point of clarification for one of the questions you asked. There is a state law that says, it's called the Arizona Law and Libraries Retention Act, and that sets the standards on how long law enforcement has to maintain a document. So that state law would have to be changed. We're keeping them for that long because state law requires us to. A perfect example of this is every document that a sworn peace officer creates has to be maintained by his agency until 5 years after his last date of employment. So there's schedules on that law for everything.
Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you. Supervisor Vitiello, I think you had something.
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Chair. Thank you, Ross, for all that update. My one question would be, is there such a system that would just track license plates if there was an issue in another city that could notify any other city and any other county, such as a kidnapping, a murder, whatever the case may be? Is there such just that type of system, or it's got to be the whole package?
From the research that my IT has done for me, there are several vendors that offer different levels. And yes, there are vendors out there that provide cameras that only take still photographs of the rear of a license plate of the vehicle. This is new to me. Before I was elected sheriff, I was a lieutenant over aviation and search and rescue, so we use a different camera for search and rescue. It only takes still photographs. And so when I started finding out that these cameras that are around this county can stream live video and take video and do AI pattern recognition, that's when it became a concern to me. So I can tell you we used them in search and rescue where there are cameras that only take pictures of license plates as they travel through a certain area. My anti-smuggling unit currently uses those cameras right now.
Okay, thanks.
Thank you. Supervisor Goodman, did you have anything?
No, I just, other than I appreciate you bringing it to our attention. I mean, with technology evolving to where it's going, it's good that we're being informed and brought to speed on a lot of these things. I think Supervisor Surtee said a lot of things that resonates with me, and so thank you.
Okay, Supervisor Miller.
No, that's great information. Thank you, Sheriff, for all of that. I appreciate it.
Yeah, and I appreciate your information. Thank you, Sheriff. This is not an action item, it's discussion. Is there any other discussion at this time?
So at the end of the meeting, we asked to have things put on the future agenda. Will we need to put this on the future agenda to literally vote these things away, or does it defer to the attorneys?
Supervisor Surtee, my answer to that would be you can add an additional item as to any matter that the board has jurisdiction over. So in this case, there is an existing 2024 right-of-way license agreement. So if the board wanted to have that on a future agenda or as an item, it can absolutely do that. The contractual matters, those are separate from, because of the way they were procured, from needing to be an action item, but the right-of-way license agreement can definitely be an item.
Thank you.
That would be the item, yeah. Okay, thank you. Thank you, Sheriff. Appreciate it.
Thanks, Ross.
Item number 6 is discussion, approval, disapproval of the Purchasing Division report. Ms. Gorman, I saw you out there someplace. You are almost up.
Good morning, Chairman, Vice Chairman, and Board of Supervisors. Tracy Gorman, Purchasing Manager, and this is the Purchasing Division Report for August 5th, 2026. In this report, the Board is requested to approve 4 contract awards for RFP 265931 for secure document shredding services and secure off-site document storage services. We're awarding to 2 vendors. RFP 266331 for drinking water services, we're awarding this to 2 vendors. RFP 264131 for veterinary services, we're awarding this to 2 vendors as well. RFP 265727 for legal publication services. The board is requested to approve 5 contract amendments for ROQ 226527 for the JOC for housing, roofing, insulation, repair, renovation, and replacements. RFP 230428 for the state lobbyist services. RFP 233928 for printing and design services. We're re-awarding that to 5 vendors. RFP 251830 for night vision equipment. RFP 253930 for aviation parts and services. We're re-awarding this to 8 vendors. We are requesting the board approve 12 competition and practicals over $100,000 per procurement code section PC1-502. There are 9 cooperative purchasing agreements we would like to notify you of, as they are between $100,000 and $250,000. We are seeking approval of 3 cooperative purchase requisitions over $250,000. And lastly, we are notifying the board of 1 competition and practical over $100,000 that was signed by the county manager or the Office of Budget and Finance Director. I will stand for questions.
Are there any questions of Ms. Gorman from the board? Supervisor Miller?
No questions.
Okay, thank you. I'm just checking with you since I can't see your face. Okay, so.
I appreciate that.
Okay. If there's no questions, then may I get a motion, please, on item 6, on the Purchasing Division report?
Mr. Chair, I'd like to make a motion that we approve the Purchasing Division report dated August 5th, 2026.
I have a motion. Is there a second?
Second.
Motion and a second. Those in favor, please indicate by saying aye.
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 There you go. Opposed? Hearing none, motion passes. Thank you, Ms. Gorman. Have a great day. Now we come to consent items, A through AO. All items indicated alphabetically below will be handled by a single vote as part of the consent agenda unless a board member, county manager, or member of the public objects at the time the agenda item is called. And I'm going to stop there for just a second because in the future, I've been advised by legal that we will no longer be adding the public to this piece. It is ill-advised, as statute states, that we've been doing it incorrectly, and we are not going to continue this. If you have any interest in the consent items in the future, you will need to contact one of us or the clerk of the board to get in contact with us to discuss those items before the meeting. So just as a heads-up warning. So, at this point, I have, let's see, I have Supervisor Goodman, says if in attendance. Looks like you.
I'm here.
You there. Are you pulling item G?
Yes, please.
Okay. Supervisor Miller, you're not really here, but are you pulling item H?
Is Mr. Phillips there?
No.
Okay.
So no, okay. Then I have Mr. Millman, who is sitting right over there. Are you pulling item X? You are, okay. And then I'm just going to go through here. So any others on the board have any pulls this time? Okay. County manager? And for the last time, the public. See.
I had a question about 3 items.
Can you please come, can you please come to the podium?
Trying to walk with my reading glasses on, so forgive me, I'm half blind. Thank you, guys. I appreciate the change of procedure because that gives me a little advance time to ask questions about these things in the future. But I did have a question about County Manager, item N, about a utilities easement on item T, and a question on a participant in an opportunity for a grant on AB.
Okay. Thank you, Ms. Hawes. GXNTAB, yes, okay. Thank you. Okay, with that, may I get a motion, please, on the consent items?
Chairman,
Ma'am, sorry.
if I may, if we can pull item M, the proclamation.
Oh, M, yes, okay, sorry about that. Great, thank you. Sir. Can you please?
I just was wondering if you could explain what it means to pull an item. We're item E. And did I hear you say you're pulling item E?
No, G.
E, okay, thank you.
Okay, with that, may I get a motion, please, on items A through AO minus G, X, N, T, AB, and M.
Mr. Chair, make a motion to approve the consent agenda A through AO minus G, X, N, T, AB, and M.
Okay, I have a motion. Is there a second?
Second.
Motion and a second. Those in favor, please indicate by saying aye.
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 Mr. Goodman.
Supervisor Miller? What? Is he still there? He went off a cliff? What?
Supervisor Miller, if you can unmute so we can hear your vote.
I can move forward. We have a majority. So, okay. Motion passes. All right, we will start with item G, Supervisor Goodman.
Yes, I didn't even pay attention, but is Anthony here? Or Aaron? Is Aaron here? There you are. One of the things that we depend on as far as our positions here is the individuals that volunteer to assist us and help us in many of the committees that we have. I met with Aaron, and it was a pretty good discussion, and I appreciate him and his desire to continue to serve, and we're grateful for him and what he's doing. Actually, you're beginning, so thank you. Okay. Anyway, thank you for your service and all the other ones that have been serving with us.
And you want to present a certificate and?
Yeah, do we have a certificate for him? Good. Oh, we need to vote on this.
Add detail.
So with that being said, Mr. Chair, I'd like to make a motion that we approve item number G as presented.
I have a motion for item G. Is there a second?
Second.
Motion and a second. Those in favor, please indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. I heard the aye. I didn't hear him aye. I don't think I'm going to hear it. Okay, I have we have a majority. I'm sorry. Motion passes. Thank you very much. Now you can go do your thing.
Now I can do it. Come on up, Aaron.
Ma'am.
Just for clarification for the record, can we confirm whether Supervisor Miller is still with us?
You're working on that?
Okay, thank you.
We are, yes, thank you. Thank you for keeping me in line. I do this? No, okay.
Nice smile. 3, 2. We're going to do another one. And 3, 2, 1. Make sure it's good. He's in it. Is that okay?
All right, so now we will go to item X. Mr. Millman.
Good morning, Mr. Chair, members of the board. Joel Millman, Director for Pinal County Economic and Workforce Development Department. Mr. Chair, I asked that this item be pulled from the consent agenda so we could take a moment to recognize Harold Christ and express our support for his reappointment to the Pinal County Workforce Development Board. The Pinal County Workforce Development Board is appointed by the Pinal County Board of Supervisors and is required under the Federal Workforce Innovation Opportunity Act, which authorizes Arizona at Work activities. This 23-member board brings together leaders from business, education, and community organizations. And its responsibilities include setting the vision for Pinal County's workforce system and engaging partners, employers, and community members around this vision, aligning job training investments, integrating services amongst partners, and ensuring workforce investments are driven by employer needs and connecting businesses with skilled workers. The board's recently adopted mission is to lead a collaborative workforce system that develops talent, supports employers, and creates economic opportunity throughout Pinal County. Harold currently serves as the board chair and brings a professionalism, innovation, and calm, steady presence during a period of significant change. As Pinal County continues to grow, the board will benefit from the continuity of Harold's experience and collaborative leadership. On July 16th, the Pinal County Workforce Development Board unanimously approved the recommendation for Harold's reappointment. I want to take this moment to thank Harold for his service, leadership, continued commitment to Pinal County's employers, workforce, and communities. And on behalf of the board, I'm pleased to support the reappointment and respectfully ask the board to approve this item. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Millman. Any questions from the board?
No.
Do you, no? I heard your no.
Oh.
Okay, I got that.
Other than I appreciate him.
Okay, did you ever find Miller while we're talking about all this? And don't go away yet. So.
All right.
There we go. Okay, so I'm gonna ask for a motion on item X then, if there are no questions.
Mr. Chair, make a motion to approve item X.
I have a motion. Is there a second?
Second.
Motion and a second. Those in favor, please indicate by saying aye.
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 There we go. Okay. Okay.
That back is affecting his speech.
Any opposed? None opposed. Motion passes. Thank you very much. Now, we will ask for the calm, steady leadership of Mr. Chris to come up to the front here and with Mr. Millman, and we'll get a picture with all of us.
Hey.
Maybe.
Hey.
Can you do a picture?
Let's go. Come over here. Yep, come on in. No, we want you right there. Scrunch in, guys. 30, there you go. All right. Bunch of good-looking guys back in the day. And 3, 2, nice. We're gonna do one more. Nice smile. 3, 2, beautiful. Let me make sure. Perfect, thank you.
All right, let's see. Next we have, let's see, Ms. Hawes, item N. Can you please come up and ask your question?
The cuteness is free. Okay. The question I had was regarding this approval of an intergovernmental agreement between LG Energy Solutions and the town of Queen Creek. LG Energy Solutions popped out at me because they are the ones that donated like $30,000 to the sheriff's office for recreational purposes, if I recall. And I just wondered what all this hoo-ha is. Rescinding this approval does not affect the previously adopted Second Amendment to Development Agreement and what? I mean, I don't even know what this is. So that's my concern. Oh, I'm Shaman Hawes from San Manuel. Thank you, Ms. Kennedy.
Don't go too far because you've got two more items. Mr. Liu or Mr. Dariani, you want to?
Thank you, Chairman. I'll start, and council can help if needed. But Town of Queen Creek and the county and LG Energy Solution had development agreements related to their project over there off of Ironwood, just south of the 24. This particular one was related to a third phase for development on the south end of their parcel and improvements related to the roads to get in, Germain Road in particular. And so since that phase got delayed, the agreement wasn't needed to be executed. The other parties didn't execute, so we're just rescinding it to clean it up on our side.
Okay, thank you. Item T, Ms. Osmond. I know, I digress. Okay, so item N. If there's no further questions from the board, I'm going to ask for a motion to approve item N.
Mr. Chair, I'd like to make a motion that we approve item number N as presented.
I have a motion. Is there a second?
Second.
Motion and a second. Those in favor, please indicate by saying aye.
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 Here we go. Opposed? Hearing none, motion passes. Thank you. Item T, please.
Me now?
Yeah, Ms. Hawes, sorry about
Okay,
that.
so Ms. Hawes again from San Manuel about T. I'm wondering what, anytime I see the word perpetual, a grant together, I get a little concerned, but a public utilities easement being granted in perpetuity to a nonprofit electric cooperative for utility purposes at the county air park. So I had a few things that sent up red flags for me. Public utility easement for a nonprofit electric cooperative, I've never heard of that. I don't know what that's about. And Pinal County Air Park just recently was the recipient of a transfer of $600,000 of federal funding from the San Manuel Airport. So now I'm hyper interested in everything that goes on at Pinal Airport.
Okay. Mr. Petty, do you want to answer that, please?
Mr. Chairman, Mr. Vice Chairman, members of the board, this particular item has to do with the electrical cooperative is Trico Electric. For them to extend electrical utility service at the air park for areas that are being developed, we have to grant them an easement so they are able to put in their equipment, pull their cable, the conductor, and if there's ever any problems, they can have access to it to fix it. So that's standard procedure for the air park.
Typical with the electrical utility, we grant them easement across our property to get to their equipment, yes.
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you.
And,
Or even to
yes.
run it, even the
Or
power
run it
lines, even
anywhere.
on the power lines and stuff, so.
And then yeah, but that's what this is. That's all this
Yeah.
is, correct, right.
And it's perpetual because we don't see an endpoint for needing electricity.
Right, we're going to
So,
need more if anything else, okay.
Correct.
Thank you.
Oh.
Oh, yeah, who are you?
I'm sorry, Jim Petty with the Pinal County Airports.
I thought you looked familiar, thank you, okay. Okay, so that's item T, so any other questions from the board? Hearing none, may I get a motion, please, on item T?
Mr. Chair, I'd like to make a motion that we approve item number T as presented.
Have a motion, is there a second?
Second.
Motion and a second, those in favor, please indicate by saying aye.
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 Opposed? Hearing none, motion passes, thank you. Item AB, Ms. Hawes.
Okay. Jimenez, San Manuel. Okay, talk about red flags. I see the word Black Rock, excuse me. Are these the same Black Rock mercenaries that were hired by Energy Transfer Partners to attack the protesters at the Dakota Access Pipeline?
Yeah.
Because I know that Energy Transfer Partners is proposing another pipeline for my backyard right now, and I don't want to have Black Rock anywhere near my house or my state. They're mercenaries. They get paid to attack people. So, yeah, I have a huge problem with that.
Mr. Millman, are you here? Still? Oh, there you are.
Mr. Chair, members of the board, Joel Millman, Director of Pinal County Economic and Workforce Development Department. This item here is we've been, through Arizona at Work, we've been partnering with the Arizona SciTech Institute for a couple of years for workforce-related activities. We were approached by SciTech Institute, who is applying for a grant through the BlackRock Future Builders. It's a foundation supporting workforce development. They've approached us as interested parties to possibly participate in their proposal. The role that we would play is to connect employers and using our employer network with the activities that they're working with the school systems and STEM-related occupations in Pinal County. And so that would be if they were funded, and this is not a guarantee, this is just allowing us to participate. If they were funded, it would possibly provide us with an opportunity to dedicate an extra staff person in dedication for this effort.
Thank you. Any questions from Supervisor Goodman?
Yeah, just maybe more clarification of who BlackRock is and what they do, what that institution does.
Yeah, I would, Mr. Chair and members of the board, I'll probably do a little more research on the BlackRock Futures Builders. We were working through the SciTech Institute. We would not be contracting directly with BlackRock, but I would probably do a little more research on.
But it's specific to workforce development.
Correct.
Specifically.
Correct.
To improve economic development here.
Right. The purpose of this particular grant and the proposal was.
All in the science area.
Yeah, SciTech is looking at STEM-related occupations and really connecting career pathways. And this grant would afford them the opportunity to develop systems that would help identify those pathways and connect the schools to those employment opportunities.
All right, thank you.
Okay, thank you. Any other questions from the board? Hearing none, then may I please get a motion on item AB?
Mr. Chair, I'd like to make a motion that we approve item AB as presented.
Have a motion. Is there a second?
Second.
Motion and a second. Those in favor, please indicate by saying aye.
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 Opposed? Hearing none, motion passes. Thank you, Mr. Mellon. That brings us to item M. Ms. Kennedy.
Yes, Chairman, we did have a representative in attendance for item number M to present.
All right.
Hello, Council. My name is James Stormzan. I work for the Department of Economic Security's Division of Child Support Services. Every August, we recognize as Child Support Awareness Month with the state of Arizona, and we just wanted to explain the benefits of child support, how it helps children in Arizona. We have resources for both the support payer and the support recipient. And child support, when a child has that child support order established, it can be a great thing to get that support for the child, and it really provides a better future for them. So I'd like to come today to help recognize this proclamation. And if you guys have any questions, please let me know. Thank you.
Thank you. So this is for item M. Can I get a motion, please, for item M?
Mr. Chair, I'd like to make a motion that we approve item M as presented.
I have a motion. Is there a second?
Second.
Motion and a second. Those in favor, please indicate by saying aye.
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 Opposed? Hearing none, motion passes. Thank you, Mr. Stormson. Would you please read the proclamation?
Of course. Whereas the County of Pinal joins the nation in recognizing August as Child Support Awareness Month and reaffirms its commitment to strengthening Arizona's families by providing child support services to improve the economic stability and well-being of children. And whereas the state of Arizona will always be committed advocates for our children whose safety and security remain the top priority. And whereas a child who receives emotional and financial support is more likely to feel safe and secure and is better equipped with the courage to be their very best in life. Whereas the Department of Economic Security, Division of Child Support Services, is committed to putting Arizona's children first and to serving Arizonans with excellence, respect, integrity, and kindness, as well as being a champion for economic growth and opportunity. Whereas DCSS strongly advocates for parenting responsibilities because parents and children benefit when both are engaged with their children at every state, regardless of marital status. Whereas DCSS recognizes the commitment of legal guardians who accept responsibilities of children in the absence of parents. Whereas strengthening individuals and families with an emphasis on fiscal responsibility promotes the safety and well-being of children, provides stability, improves the lives of children, and provides opportunities for families to be able to enhance their children's future. And whereas Child Support Awareness Month values parents' involvement in their children's lives and who make regular child support payments to safeguard their children's future. Now, therefore, the Pinal County Board of Supervisors hereby recognizes this month of August 2026 as Child Support Awareness Month. Proclaim this day 5th of August, 2026.
Thank you very much. Do we have the proclamation at hand? It doesn't say a picture in here, but I guess we'll do a whole, so don't run off, straighten your hair, check that, we'll get a picture. Kevin, come on down.
All of us? What's this about?
You gotta come way up here. You want it?
insult you guys this time. And. And 3, 2, we're gonna do it again.
Yeah, I'm solo.
3,
I can't
2,
help you.
1.
But, and grandma's hiking in the mountains.
All right.
Yeah. I'll text your mom.
All right. All right, that brings us to item 8, which is I'm going to recess the Board of Supervisors regular meeting to convene the district meetings. We're going to recess and convene the County Public Health Services Board of Directors meeting. And that is back here. This is consent items A through D. All items indicated alphabetically below will be handled by a single vote as part of the consent agenda item unless a board member, county manager, or member of the public objects at the time the item is called. Do I have anyone from the board wants to pull an item here? No. Supervisor Miller, I know you're there. I could hear you.
Nope, I'm
No.
fine.
Okay. No others? County manager, public? Ms. Padaski.
I just want clarification.
Can you come to the podium if you're gonna? Well, but we don't get your recorded voice, your lovely voice, so we need your recording. So we can track you just like I'm just kidding.
Okay, oh, no. I just want a clarification. He said no longer public can comment on consent items. Is
It says that right here. In the future, that will no longer occur.
Okay, I
That's-
just wanted to make it crystal clear
No,
that I don't have to worry about this in the future.
No, you won't have
No
to.
more sleepless nights.
Not a single worry in the world. You can call anytime. Okay?
Oh, yeah, okay, thank you.
You bet. Okay. So, if there's no questions, then I'm going to ask for a motion, please, on items A through D.
Mr. Chair, I make a motion to approve the Public Health Services Department A through D as written.
I have a motion. Is there a second?
Second.
Motion and a second. Those in favor, please indicate by saying aye.
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 Aye. Opposed?
Aye.
Oh, thank you. Opposed? Hearing none, motion passes. Thank you very much. We will now adjourn the Public Health Services District meeting and reconvene the regular meeting of the Board of Supervisors, which now brings us to item 9, call to the public. Call to the public is a time period for members of the public to address the Board of Supervisors to provide public input relating to subject matter within the Board of Supervisors' authority or jurisdiction. Those wishing to address the Board of Supervisors need not request permission in advance. Action taken as a result of public comment will be limited to directing staff to study the matter or rescheduling it for further consideration and decision at a later date. And that brings me to, let's see, I've got 1, 2, 3, all of 4 cards here. And I have Ms. Hartle, you're up.
Good morning, Chairman and Supervisors. Nancy Hartle, resident of Santan Valley. In exercising my First Amendment right to freedom of speech, I'm here today with concerns regarding our free and fair elections and a statement made by a local governmental official. First, I disagree with those who say party doesn't matter in nonpartisan positions, especially considering the highly divided political climate in which we live. Incredibly, our current president is attempting to curtail rather than enhance the ability to vote, especially by people of color. Political beliefs will certainly influence the way this board and all other governing bodies will make decisions, such as pursuing a requested investigation into Mark Lamb's alleged behavior. For those who do not know me, I'm retired Air Force Major Nancy Hartle, retired women's health nurse practitioner, former precinct committeeman and early voting worker, and a 2024 candidate for Arizona House of Representatives. I'm a civic-minded person and a very proud Democrat. No, not a communist. That would be more those who associate with Vladimir Putin and the like. At a recent Santan Valley Council meeting, an official remarked about his pride in Arizona's compliance with the Big Beautiful Bill. I beg to differ. I'm not proud of the effects of that bill on the neediest in our communities, stripping funding to neighborhood public schools, Medicaid, disabled, rural health care systems, ending SNAP benefits to $440,000, affecting low-income seniors, and even my own autistic grandson. Not everyone is a welfare queen or sucking off the teat of the government, as some will say. Although there will always be someone who tries to milk the system, most are proud, hardworking individuals working more than one job trying to make ends meet. We the people means all of us, Democrats, Republicans, independents, black, white, gay, straight, atheist, Jew, Christian, etc., not corporations. To quote former President Obama, quote, "We all count, we all matter," end quote. In contrast, when specifically discussing Democrats, our current president, the commander-in-chief of our military, said, quote, "I hate them too, I really do, I hate them. I cannot stand them because I really believe they hate our country," end quote. That should be shocking and disgusting to everyone, especially to our current 25% of active duty military members who are Democrats. This meeting begins with a Christian prayer, which I don't support, not in official governmental meetings. I'm a true Christian myself, not a white Christian nationalist. Religion and politics should be like oil and water, not mixed. I believe in Christ's command to love thy neighbor as thyself and welcome, protect, feed, and be kind to strangers, foreigners, and even enemies. That is stark contrast to the Big Beautiful Bill. I hope these upcoming state, local, and federal elections select individuals up and down the ballot who are truly willing to follow the commands of all true religions, not cults, to show love and kindness, not hate, cruelty, and scapegoating. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Next up is Ms. Podasky. Getting your steps and your ups and downs is good for you.
In the future, I won't be able to do this a lot, because you're eliminating one of my platforms for speaking. Okay, my name is Tia Podasky, and I live in unincorporated Pinal County near the Tonto Wilderness. Last meeting, Supervisor Goodman encouraged us to note things that make this country great, include them in our calls to the public as a way to commemorate our country's 250th birthday. Today, I celebrate national parks. I have visited 53 of the 63 national parks. I love them because they protect the nature and history. Now to what I'm really talking about. The second of the 3 alliterative dog whistles on campaign signs is family. I've been married for 58 dalliance-free years to my best friend and favorite travel companion. A colleague described my childhood as Ozzie and Harriet-like. My family has always been a source of love, support, and safety. It is my top priority. Not all people are as lucky as I. Families are put under strain through poverty, drugs, violence, health, and indifference. I have 2 specific ties between families in Pinal counties to present. First, I want to shout out the communications staff for highlighting programs Pinal County offers to support families. Secondly, I would ask the 5 of you to advocate for all Pinal County families by working to restore or maintaining funding for SNAP, Medicare, Medicaid, rural hospitals, Head Start, and legal assistance to unaccompanied minors detained at our border. I also encourage you to support not only programs that aim to stem the flow of drugs into the country, but that also aim at the demand side of the drug problem. Further, I encourage you to advocate border policies that focus on the worst of the worst and not on filling quotas. Quotas harm families. Although campaign signs don't allow for explanation of what is meant by family, I can clarify what I mean. Family is not limited by gender, race, ethnicity, religion, or blood. What is the foundation is love, support, and safety. I have a poem that I'm going to give to you through Miss Kennedy that illustrates that. It's by Robert Frost. And if that's too literary or too antiquated, I suggest you check out Teddy Swimm's poem, song, All That Really Matters. Thank you.
Thank you. And we can read poetry, we're good. Okay, Mr. McCain, you're up.
Good morning, Chair McClure, Board of Supervisors, staff, and friends. I'm Barry McCain from the city of Maricopa. What makes the government efficient and effective begins by bringing people together to generate new ideas and to find answers to solve their problems. This is the same reason why I've been here in the audience since 2012, because I am in front of leaders and have leaders in this audience. True, we've had overcome some obstacles from then and now. We do so because of the way we conduct business. This board is continually listening, communicating, and clarifying its purpose, which is to serve the people of Pinal County, regardless of political affiliation. Aristotle said, "Justice is the foundation of a good society, and its corruption is a sign of terminal decline." He also said, "Lack of experience diminishes our power of taking comprehensive view of admitted facts." I point this out because of the cabal in the city of Maricopa, as demonstrated by Mr. Vitello here on February 5th, 2025. Understanding this, we'll still be effective and efficient. Apparently in high school, the mayor of Maricopa, vice mayor, and Mr. Vitello were bad in English, but also in math as well, because 4-1 vote is a losing argument. If we continually ask questions, share information, critique our mistakes, and seek feedback, we will overcome many obstacles. As to have been only a small part of this Board of Supervisors since 2012 is amazing. We should never act out of fear, only when informed. At the Arizona legislature, we use what is called the single subject rule, which is designed to prevent the kind of disinformation that we have experienced repeatedly by the Maricopa mayor, vice mayor, and Mr. Vitello. A half-truth is a full lie. A government cannot exist without trust.
Thank you. Then I have, Mr. Ellison.
Good morning, Mr. Chairman, Vice Chairman, Supervisors, George Ellison, Gold Canyon. First of all, I don't think any supervisor should be personally attacked for anything. Recently, we have the Fauci diaries, and Dr. Fauci funded gain-of-function research through his friend that got out of a lab, destroyed the world economy, and led to millions dead and injured. Dr. Fauci has always been a failure. In 1983, Fauci said that routine, close contact within a family household can spread AIDS. There was panic, and within 2 months, Fauci publicly reversed his stance because he was wrong. COVID originated in China's Wuhan maximum security military laboratory designed for studying deadly viruses that lack effective treatments or vaccines. Fauci funded the Wuhan lab with U.S. tax dollars through an NGO cutout friend of his, despite President Obama forbidding it. Initially, 10 of 12 key doctors he conferred with and the FBI agreed that Wuhan was the origin for COVID. In his diary, Fauci admitted the Wuhan lab was the origin, but he later used the media to shut down the Wuhan lab theory because it led back to him. It was the responses to COVID that inflicted massive damage to the world's economies, kids' educations, and almost every other facet of life. This megalomaniacal demonic dwarf dictated to us on November 13, 2020, now is the time to do what you're told. We endured a year-long propaganda which would cost thousands of people their jobs, dupe people into believing COVID was an existential threat to everyone on the planet, when it was just slightly worse than the common flu. The COVID survival rate in the United States was 99.7%. Fauci admitted in his diary that he ordered school closures and told California and New York to shut down their economies. He publicly denied both. He shut down a booming U.S. economy, and social distancing and masking, they were just made up. A 2015 CDC report called masks useless. Lockdowns were idiotic. Fauci admitted this in his diary, but not publicly. Fauci pushed for a vaccine remedy when he knew that herd immunity was inevitable because over 40 million people had contracted COVID. But he publicly denied that there was herd immunity. Of course, the immutable scientific laws of Dr. Fauci were divinely lifted by Fauci for BLM marches. Fauci ensured that ivermectin and hydroxychloroquine, cheap and effective remedies for COVID, were outlawed, and mRNA jabs were untested and dangerous. Nobody knows where those strands go in our bodies. Moderna stands for modified RNA. Of course, vaccinated people still contracted it. With Dr. Fauci, we went from trust the science to the science takes the fifth. Thank you.
Thank you. Are there any others that wish to speak before the board today? Hearing, seeing none, I'll close the call to the public. Thank you. And Supervisor Vitiello, you were named. Do you care to respond?
I just want to correct the record. It was February 19th. Thank you.
There we go. Okay. That brings us to item 10. This is continued case. It's a public hearing, discussion, approval, disapproval of ordinance number 2026-PZ-033-25. This is in regards to, somewhere is the name on there, and it's Ortown Solar. There we go. And Mr. Pachenko, I see that you're standing right there. You need to call your name.
Good morning, Chairman, Vice Chair, Supervisor. My name is Valentin Pachenko, Senior Planner. Here to present to you case project name Ortown Solar. That's a rezone case and PD overlay. Those are two cases that require requesting approval of rezone from general rural to industrial I3 zoning district on about 1,200 acres to construct and operate an approximately 145 megawatt utility scale solar generation facility and a battery energy storage system for that. And PD overlay district for the same location to apply a new proposed development standards for the solar and BESS facility. The location is generally located east of San Manuel, and that's within the portion of historic and now decommissioned San Manuel copper mine complex. The landowner is BHP Copper Incorporation, and applicant and agent here present today, and will have presentation. Before I will go to the case itself, I want to share with the board additional support letters that came for the last week. So this is a general location for the site in the south east corner of the county. Here's a zoning map. Currently, that's a general rural. It has separation from the town with the road, Veterans Memorial Road, and it's located to the east and southeast of that frontage of that boulevard. And they're proposing to do that industrial site. This is vicinity map. So as you see to the west, it's residential locations and general rural all around this project. Here's some aerial maps. So it's used to be a large mining complex, which was already decommissioned, and they already graded that, and now it's applicant proposing to reuse it, basically. Here's some view from the Veteran Memorial Boulevard to that site with some signs posted on the site. Speaking about planning overview for this location. So this site was previously approved for the land use change, and now it's green energy production land use designation for the whole project site, which covers solar energy production, generation, and BESS as well. So proposed use is compatible with the comprehensive plan. The proposed site is basically vacant now. It's basic reclamation of previously mining site, and it's not going to be used by any residential development because of chemicals that was present there before, so it's less likely it might be used by residential developments in the future. Here's some historic pictures from that site, how it was used to be, and obviously told it will already decommissioned and some grading already done. and the mining stopped operation in 2003. So as of today, it's for more than 20 years, there is no operation for that site. And here's just some view from the San Manuel town towards the project site. There are also, we need to mention that there are some washes passing through that project from the east, from the northeast to southwest of the project. And specifically there one San Pedro River nearby, so that's basically connection for any riparian areas also that connects west of the San Manuel with San Pedro River. So this is basically some, again, the same direction for the vegetation and animals corridors for this location. And some washes that goes through this site as well covered, and applicant actually provided in the site plan some support to provide buffers along the major washes to protect those corridors. So speaking about the cases, so the rezone is aimed to have entitlement for the solar arrays, battery energy solar system, substations that they are planning to put here, and some ties, as well as access roads and fencing, and potential operational and management building. All of those, most of those structures, not the solar, will be located to the northwestern portion of the site. And here on the site plan, you can see that majority of the site, south and east, that's covered by the solar, and you see there is at least 3 large washes buffers that applicant will provide. With PED overlay district, applicant actually limiting the uses only related to the renewable energy, specifically solar and BESS. They're also providing setbacks, including industrial buffer from the Veterans Memorial Boulevard, and any industrial, any busting rural and residential zoning. And basically that would mean that currently they are fully surrounded by rural zonings, so they would need to provide all of those industrial buffers. Also, applicant provided the decommissioning plan, and basically the plan assumes an approximately 40 years useful life for the project, and state that the decommissioning works will be performed within 18 months after expiration. Applicant also confirmed that based on the terms with the of the lease with the landowner, BHP will require from the applicant to provide security amount for the decommissioning, and that will be estimated beginning from the year 10 of the lease term, and that will be reevaluated each 5 years. So that's basically the plans for the commission and how they can secure the commissioning itself. Also, during the Planning and Zoning Commission, county usually apply BESS enclosure wall requirement for any BESS developments. That's a standard stipulation that county has. An applicant requested from the Planning and Zoning Commission to remove that standard stipulation, and the staff also agreed that the location of this BESS inside the project, inside of old mining site, and not close proximity. They are far away from the residential development that actually will not require BESS, as usually it's assumed that anybody can build houses next to that BESS, and that's why we are requesting from the applicants to provide those wall requirements. And in that case, during the discussion, Planning and Zoning Commission also agreed with that, and they recommended approval for this case without stipulation for the BESS. Generally, when this presentation was submitted to the board, there was 17 letters of support. I just shared another 17 letters for support, totaling 34 letters of support. They are from individuals. They are also from fire department, from Eloy Chamber of Commerce, Arizona Technology Council, They all generally citing economic benefits from this development, that it will be one of the largest renewable energy projects, that they actually care about environment and they will follow environmental stewardship principles. That also provides some long-term economic resilience for the San Manuel, because that will be basically the major activity next to this town. We also have one concern letter. It's not a position. I received it from Tree City RC Modular Club, because they have leasing a nearby location for their activities and landing, and they are concerned how that might influence their activity, etc. And we forwarded them our concern about that activity as well, and that location based on the zoning of the location. But it wasn't opposition to this case. We specified with them, is it opposition letter? No, they're just concerned how they in the future will be able to use and lease that site. But that's private matter of leader and this club. On the April Planning and Zoning Commission meeting, Commission recommended approval of rezone case unanimously, and PD overlay district also unanimously, subject to 18 stipulations. And I actually want to speak here briefly about those stipulations. County staff aware that applicant wish to do a request today to remove stipulation number 11, about 50-foot buffer along the all ephemeral washes and repairing areas. And speaking about that, staff has no objections to that. Staff actually saw that we do have other stipulations on place that will basically cover what we intended to have with stipulation number 11. Those are stipulation number 3 and 14. So those two stipulations will basically cover intent of stipulation 11 without strict buffer of 50-foot buffer for washes.
Just so I'm clear, what you're saying is by removing stipulation 11, that is going to be covered by the other stipulations that are there.
Yeah, so by saying that staff doesn't have any objections to remove that stipulation, we intended that stipulation 11 will provide 50-foot buffer. We wanted to make it clear that it will be 50-foot buffer for washes. But those three, stipulation number 3, that reference to the drainage report, that will be a requirement for the washes. And we have riparian areas covered by stipulation number 14. Yes, it's not clear, would it be 50 feet or something else, but if it will be something else, it needs to be supported by engineering analysis and reports.
Okay.
And generally for, as a conclusion, yes.
I guess what that means is, as an engineer looks at this, that even could be even a bigger setback
Yes,
as well.
Correct.
So leaving that flexibility for the engineer to actually look at it is probably the best way to go. Okay.
So generally speaking about this case, if approved, from the planning perspective, it might become a textbook example from the brownfield-style renewable energy redevelopment projects in the whole country. That's basically one of the best places in the county where to put those solar, specifically look into the community feedbacks regarding different locations for the solar. And this is old mining site. They already decommissioning that. They already have some grading over that. And there's less likely that this area will be used for the residential development. There are plenty of other not disrupted areas for residential development. And as one of the public comments during the P&Z, that people actually who lives there, they reference that no one wants to live there, that side of the town, because they know about all of those chemical stuff and mining. So that's ideal brownfield style renewable energy project that can be done. Applicant provided their intent to make us environmental friendly project as they can do with business perspective. They are providing a lot of buffers for the washes, for the main washes. They also agreed that if they would ask for some reduction of the buffers, they will provide engineering justification for those, and it will be further analyzed during the site plan review process. And even if there will be some reduction, it must be confirmed with engineering reports and analysis. So basically, that's one of the best textbook examples of redevelopment of previously used industrial sites. And it wasn't previously used to zone by as industrial because it was mining site, but it was used as industrial. So there are basically no actual change in the use.
All that, and it's almost out of sight because it's downgrade from everything. You look out over the top of it.
But by telling that, I mean, like, currently it's zoned as general rural, but for mining site, they do not need to follow zoning.
Right.
And they already did industrial on that property. And thank you. If you have any questions for me, an applicant also has the
Thank
presentation.
you, Mr. Macheco. Any questions from the board? Supervisor Surtee?
I might have, and that one sketch there of how it will lie with the San Pedro River, in between, there's a tailings pile. That's not the picture I was looking for. Nor that one. This one. The old mine tailings. Is that it with vegetation growing on it? Or is it still raw tailings?
I'm not sure that there is some vegetation.
The reason I'm asking is, some of these mines can be, I mean, if you drive through Globe Miami now and look on the hillsides, they actually have vegetation growing on the old tailings piles. And is there any way that we can get this to make it look more natural like it was pre-mining? And this might be the last chance. You hate to have just stick solar in there and that's the end of it. So I don't know if we have a picture of the actual tailings pile there.
Maybe the applicant can answer that question.
Yes.
In a minute. Any other questions for Mr. Pachenko? Supervisor Miller, you have any questions?
No, I do not.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Pachenko. It's just, I'm just a presenter, want to make, yes, you do. Come on up. Good morning, still.
Yes, good morning.
Please just state your name and all that stuff.
Mr. Chairman, good morning. Stephen Anderson. I'm a land use attorney with Gammon Burnham. For your record, my address is 40 North Central, 20th floor in Phoenix. I'm here this morning on behalf of Avantis. I will try to address the remarks or questions from the supervisors during our presentation. We appreciate the opportunity to present to you this morning and appreciate your consideration of the Orrtown Solar Project. We are pleased to come before you today with this unique site that does enjoy community support and has a unanimous recommendation from your Planning and Zoning Commission. Avantis has 17 members present with me today to try to answer any questions that you might have. So we've got folks responsible for development, permitting, engineering, legal, battery storage. Our drainage person is here as well. Many of these folks have been involved with the project since the comprehensive plan amendment process, which ran in 2024, 2 years ago. I'm going to begin with an overview of the project. We call the project Orrtown Solar. We named the project after its predecessor, the San Manuel Copper Mine, to pay tribute to that which came before us. We have the same photograph that staff showed you in the corner there. We believe that the Orrtown site is different from other solar projects that you all have considered that have been proposed in this county. We think it's a better site, and we think it warrants your approval of both the proposed rezoning and the PAD today. We are seeking to utilize a site that BHP has been seeking to repurpose for a long time, 20 years, as staff mentioned, with a productive yet passive use. BHP has entertained multiple proposals for the land over the years, and they identified solar as their most desirable use. Now, the proposal here is for 145 megawatts each of solar PV and battery storage on 1,227 acres of BHP land. I'm going to pause right here and let you know, to address Supervisor Surtees' question. Our site does not include the tailings. We are off from the tailings. The tailings are immediately adjacent to us and sit between us and the river. So we don't have control over the tailings site itself. When the tailings site was reclaimed, it was capped, so it does have a soil cap on it. That cap is designed to capture runoff as opposed to letting runoff go through the tailings and into the river. So that was done by BHP as part of the reclamation process. As I mentioned before, our project engineer is with us today, so if you have additional questions about that when we're done, I would encourage you to invite him up to speak to you about that. The portion of the old ore processing site that we propose to use sits south of where the old stacks were on a relatively undeveloped portion of the site. As I mentioned, we are southwest of the tailings area, and the tailings area really separates us from the San Pedro River. We're about 2 miles away from the river itself. Our proposed panels are going to be less than a mile away from the existing APS substation that was built decades ago to serve the mining facility. So another unusual feature of this site is that we've already got our own built-in substation that is close to the property. As I indicated before, we come before you today having already secured approval from the Board of Supervisors for the comp plan amendment back in 2024 to designate this site for green energy production. And that means that if you all do approve our zoning today, what you will be doing is bringing us into conformance with the county comprehensive plan. Again, today for the rezoning case, we arrived with community support, which we got more of today. Thank you very much, knock wood, both written and present at the hearings, including all of the speakers at your July 1 hearing. All of them who spoke just last month were in favor of the project, and again, with a unanimous recommendation for approval from the commission. So that's in the overview of the case. I wanted to turn to specifics now and highlight for you some of the factors we considered when choosing this site for the Oretown project. For decades, as you've heard before, this property has been used for intense industrial activity. As I mentioned before, BHP has since reclaimed the property, but it has been and remains a completely fenced and vacant site. Environmentally, that reclamation fencing that is already around the property limits the use of the site by larger wildlife. So this is not pristine area, despite the fact that it is unused. The fencing does limit some of the wildlife presence on the property. You've already heard about the 4 major washes that cross the site. Our conceptual plan does avoid each of these 4 washes across the site. The context of the property is that Oretown is not suitable for either routine commercial uses or for residential uses, or even for regular public use or access. So this is not land that lies in the path of other future development ambitions. Of the 1,227 acres involved in our project site, we expect over 430 acres of that property to remain undisturbed. That includes the northern quarter of the site, plus acreage within the solar area itself that is set aside for those washes, and also for the newly identified drainage areas that will be necessitated by our project development. So about 35% of the site is going to remain undisturbed. We do plan to make use of the existing heavy vegetation along Veterans Memorial Boulevard to conceal the site from passersby. And as Chairman McClure has already noted, there's a significant drop across the site, about 250 feet, as you go from Veterans Memorial across the entire solar field to our eastern perimeter as we drop towards the river. There is a video simulation. If you all want to see it, please ask us to show it. We'll run it for you. But given the level of community support we have, I'm going to sort of keep moving in the interest of time. The community outreach on this project has been significant. Chairman McClure is aware of this. He was kind enough to attend a couple of our meetings in San Manuel, and we have also had significant letters of support, more today. We have no known written opposition as confirmed by the staff, so I'm going to skip the details on the outreach at this time. Again, if you have questions, please ask, and we can have members of our team talk about that. I do want to take a moment to thank all our supporters, especially the folks who took the time to speak both to you on July 1st and especially the folks who were here in April for our 9-hour Planning Commission hearing. The 9 hours was not all about us. It was a lot about other people. I specifically want to take a moment to thank Captain Jessica Castro from the San Manuel Fire District. She is here yet again today, and I do hope that you invite her up to speak. Obviously, our relationship with the fire district is something that we value significantly. We believe Orrtown is going to provide substantial benefits to this community. The projected construction workforce is expected to range between 275 and 325 workers. The staff report itself addresses decommissioning obligation details at page 9. Valentin spent a couple moments speaking about that in his presentation. It's also memorialized in stipulation number 18. But the project, the primary benefit of the project is that it's going to generate significant tax income for county beneficiaries. We estimate about $60 million over the lifetime of the project, about $22 million over the lifetime of the project to the school district, over $15 million to the fire district. Avantis worked with BHP and the fire district to annex this land into the district in advance of the hearing process. So we are already now into the fire district paying taxes. That's going to jump our taxes by about 33% over the lifetime of the project. We are happy to make that contribution. Avantis and the county staff worked diligently to position the project for consideration by the board today. The staff recommended several stipulations to attach to the PUD if the board is inclined to approve the project. Those stipulations include right-of-way for necessary roadway and infrastructure, extensive environmental protections, more intense drainage and traffic studies, followed by the implementation of the recommendations of those studies, and finally, the previously approved decommissioning plan. Avantis and the county staff have reached agreement that a previously contemplated stipulation number 11 can be removed from the list of conditions for the board's consideration. Now, stipulation number 11 represented an effort to introduce some specificity into the drainage approval at this early stage of the process. But after discussing stipulation number 3's requirement for an additional drainage study, which is a standard county requirement, and stipulation number 14's requirement for natural preservation during the site planning process, the county and Avantis have agreed to allow the process to unfold as it normally does, as Supervisor Goodman called out with his questions to Valentin during Valentin's presentation. So those stipulations are both described in slide 35 of the staff's presentation, highlighted here, 3 and 14. We appreciate the willingness of the staff to continue to patiently work on those issues, both during the rezoning process and hopefully going forward during the site planning process. The exact wording of the staff of the proper motion reflecting all of that work is at the bottom of staff's slide 34. I'm just going to read it because I think it's pretty important. The suggestion is a motion to approve the case with 17 stipulations excluding original stipulation number 18. Again, that's staff's recommended wording. A couple final notes for you all that we wanted to address that we think that you all like to have into your record regarding solar proposals. The Orrtown project is being proposed by Avantis, which is a leading U.S.-based clean energy company, which has one of the nation's largest utility-scale solar and energy storage portfolios under development. Avantis is based in San Diego. In Arizona, Avantis has a track record of already signing 2 power purchase agreements with APS, which is the goal for this project as well. Both Mayor Sutton from Eloy and the Eloy Chamber of Commerce have submitted separate letters of support to you regarding their positive experience on our recently completed KIT project in that community. The KIT project is finished construction and is now in the testing phase. We'll be turning it on soon. Orrtown lies within the APS service territory, which includes San Manuel and some other parts of Pinal County. Avantis has submitted an interconnection request to APS to connect to the grid at the existing San Manuel substation and is waiting for APS to complete those studies. At this stage of the interconnection process, all information is, regrettably, as you all know, confidential. Once studies are complete, the project can hopefully sign an interconnect agreement with APS, and it will also require, APS will require a power purchase agreement. The potential approval of today's application is a crucial milestone for us in being able to market the project to APS with increased certainty. We hope that we have demonstrated to you today that the Orrtown project presents a unique opportunity to repurpose a brownfield site in a positive, passive, and productive way. We appreciate the ongoing support from the residents of San Manuel and unanimous recommendation of your commission. We're in agreement with the staff's 17 proposed stipulations. We would like to realize the positive impact of your potential approval today by carrying on with what will be a large 9-figure investment into this community. Finally, we hope that you will agree that given the history of this property as an ore processing site, The appropriate step for you all would be to approve both the rezoning and the PAD, bringing the property into conformance with the already approved comprehensive plan amendment. I appreciate the generosity with your time today. We would be happy to answer any questions.
Thank you. Are there any questions for Mr. Anderson from the board?
I have a question for the chair.
Okay.
Since this is down in your district.
Okay.
And they're continuing, this power is going to go to APS, are there any projects like this that will help with SKIP and their ongoing problems? Does this not tie in at all? There's no,
This
I
isn't
thought
part
this
of
was
this
all down in
agenda
the
item.
area.
Yeah, but no.
So this does
Short
not.
answer is no.
Okay.
Okay. Supervisor Vidiello.
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Chair. So, I appreciate the fact that you've been working closely with APS and that they, hopefully you get an agreement to provide power for Pinal County APS and especially for San Manuel. So I hope that works all out for you because, again, if we're going to build this stuff in our neighborhood, we need to make sure that the power stays here. Do you have any idea where the batteries or any of the components are coming from? Are they going to be U.S. built, China built? Do we have any, how did the last project go and where did you buy your equipment from? How's that?
Ask Katie Despain to approach the podium.
Chair, Supervisor Vidiello. I don't have on hand this. Is, my name's Katie Despain. I'm a project developer with Avantis who's working on the Ortown Solar Project. I would need to ask other members of my team who are not here in person today what we did for the KIT project and where that equipment was sourced from. Our general policy is at this point in the development phase, we have not identified specific suppliers for our equipment. That would come later down the line after we have that power purchase agreement and are looking to sign those EPC-related contracts. So I don't have any information on that right now.
Okay, and then could you, well, you don't have to pull it up. I'm very concerned about where batteries are stored. I am actually a very big advocate for batteries. I think they've become safer and safer. But the one question I do have is why can't you move the batteries further away from San Manuel?
Yeah, thank you for the question. We could also show the site plan on the screen if that would be helpful. I believe it's in the appendix.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Keep going.
Sorry, I went the wrong way.
Did you remove the appendix? No, just kidding.
Next one.
Yeah.
Yeah. So there's a lot of things labeled on this site plan. We can see our battery array there. It says BESS area typical. So we've cited that for a number of considerations that we can go through now. So first of all, we like to site our battery area near our project substation, which we've done in this site plan here. So there are two substations that are in play here. So we have our project substation, which is located on the site, that will collect all of the energy from the solar facility. And then we have the substation owned by APS, which is the existing San Manuel substation, which is in the upper corner of that map there. The distance between those two substations is a little less than a mile. So our project substation, we like to site near where our battery equipment is for access in case of an emergency, and Captain Castro can speak to that as well, that is helpful to the fire department for those two things to be co-located. If we were to move the battery farther away from where the project substation is now, we would actually be required to install more battery containers to account for electrical losses between where the batteries are sited and the project substation itself. So that's why we've cited the BESS as shown. If we also moved the substation farther away, if we move both components farther away to some other area of the site, that would result in a longer transmission line. And so we'd have additional structures and electrical equipment from that area. So it's a trade-off. We'd like to site it where it is shown now for all of those reasons that I've stated.
Katie, what is the distance between the battery and the closest home?
About a quarter of a mile.
So the closest home is across Veterans?
Yes.
Which side of the road is the fire station on?
It is on the same side of the road as the solar project. Right on the edge of Veterans Memorial Highway is the fire station. The fire station is currently located very close to the battery energy storage area.
Okay, so I get it, it does cost you more, which, you know, in some instances, I probably wouldn't care, but I understand the energy difference, which you'd have to add more batteries, and that would take up more space, so I get it. But I appreciate it, but again, my main concern is always the safety of our constituents, because, again, the battery safety situation has gotten better over the last 10 years, and especially over the last year or two, and by the time, when would this shovels go in the ground?
Our targeted completion date for the project is currently in 2030.
2030. So technology will get better. Hopefully, everything gets even better there. So again, the technology has gotten better and better. So I appreciate that. Thank you for the explanation. Appreciate it, Chairman.
Thank you.
Any other, Supervisor Goodman, I see.
Yeah, I think one thing that we sometimes neglect to realize that we've got several electric districts in our county that purchase power from APS and from SRP, that they're also affected by whatever we can add to the grid.
Yeah. Right, ED 2, 3, 4,
Yep.
all those.
Yes.
Okay. Thank you. Any other questions for the applicant? Hearing none. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
And at this point, this is a public hearing. It's been what do we do? Continued. So I'm going to reconvene the public hearing for items 10 and 11. And I have about 6 cards here. First is Mr. Corral. If you're here. Are you here? You are here.
Yes, sir.
Did you wish to speak? If you wish to speak, come on down.
Yes, sir. I'm going to yield my time.
Okay, thank you. Okay, and that was in favor. I have Mr. Daly.
I yield my time in favor.
There you go, 4 in favor. All right, thank you. Mr. Cardenas.
Same yielding time in favor.
Same thing, in favor. All right. Mr. Cox, you're over here. There you are.
My name is Brian Cox. I live in San Manuel, Arizona, and have for several decades. There was a question about the tailings and whether they have been reclamated. That is true, they have. The Environmental Protection Agency mandated that to happen when the mining company decided to fold up their operations. They were required to dismantle all of the machinery and to move it. The tailings were recapped with natural soil and rock and then replanted. So if that satisfies the question asked, I'm happy to be of service. I am trying to remember all else that was involved, but I want to state my support, and you've heard this from me before. I support it very much so, but I haven't really told you why, and I will today, time being given to me. Any other use, I can bar none from that. Any other use would be a continuous water supply drain. The Department of Agriculture has issued a state of emergency for several counties in Arizona. This is not a laughing matter. Within this county, the town of Kearney is in a water crisis. They are implementing restrictions on water use. The town of Wilcox has a similar situation. People there are making tremendous sacrifices to hang on. I do not want to see anything at all like this happen where I live. And I wanted to tell you why I support this. I support it because it is not a continuous source of water use. It ensures that there will be livable life for me and my neighbors for many years. I can say that as a humanistic approach to this, I think it is a very good situation, and I've attempted to tell you why it's a good situation. I have 100% approval for this. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Cox. Ms. Hawes?
Okay, Shemin Hawes, reprise from San Manuel. I will not take up my entire time, and I really am grateful for those who have yielded it in support. But I did drive over an hour to get here, so I just want to make sure that you all know that there is no bigger tree hugger on this Mother Earth than myself. And I cannot tell you how impressed I have been with the applicant in their due diligence in their environmental studies and their accommodation in their pad overlay design to make their project essentially invisible. I mean, unless you, and I live smack dab in the middle of San Manuel. I look out over the Galliuro Mountains over the San Pedro Valley, and I will not be able to see it at all. Nor will I be able to see it when I'm cruising down the Veterans Memorial Highway on my way to the Fire Department District Board meetings every month. It's on a downward slope. Our community is on a hillside, and it's on a downward slope from the road, won't be able to see it. And it provides an alternative energy production for San Manuel. God forbid if APS should lose connection, you know, strange things happen. They could be subject to a power loss on their grid. San Manuel will still be able to generate power for our community. We have our own generating station right there. So, and all the people from Advantis are just so dang pleasant. OMG, they're so fun to deal with. And they care deeply about our community and this planet. And I cannot recommend them highly enough. Please approve this project. Here is the paper. Thank you for introducing it into the record.
All right, thank you. Last but not least, Mr. Lopez. In favor, thank you. That's all the cards I have. Are there any others that wish to speak at the public hearing at this time?
Put this down a little bit. Okay. I'm Jessica Castro. I am the captain for San Manuel Fire Department. I'm just telling you a little bit about our department. We are equipped with 2 engines, 1 ladder truck, 1 brush truck. We do have 1 3,000-gallon water tender, and we are in the process of getting another one. We also have 1 rescue. We do have a hydrant that is 100 feet away from our station. Even though we're a small town, we do have a full staff of 21 firefighters. We've been coordinating with Advantis on the battery storage system and the benefits of it being closer because it's closer to the water source, and our response time will be much faster just because it's so close. And then we'll be continuing with training and coordinating for in-house and quarterly training with them as well. So, thank you.
Thank you very much. Any others that wish to speak on this hearing at this time? Hearing, seeing none, I'll close the public hearing. Are there any other questions from the board for applicant or for county? Supervisors?
Maybe a statement. It's kind of unprecedented to not have any opposition from local residents, and I'm not really very pro-solar, but I may have to vote yes on this one.
Wow. Shock.
I love it.
Shock and awe. Okay, all right.
He still left himself an out, though.
He did. He left himself an out, but, you know, they just said, okay. So with that, we've closed the public hearing. Make it a motion, please, on item 10.
Mr. Chair, I'd like to make a motion that we approve item number 10 as presented with one stipulation.
I have a motion. Is there a second?
Second.
I have a motion. Okay, I have a motion and a second. Those in favor, please indicate by saying aye.
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 There we go. Opposed? Hearing none, motion passes. Thank you. And then now moving on to item number 11. May I get a motion, please, on item number 11?
Mr. Chair, I'd like to make a motion that we approve item number 11 as presented with 17 stipulations minus stipulation 11.
No.
No?
No, just stop at 17.
Just stop at 17? I didn't listen very good, did I?
No.
Okay. Mr. Chair, I'd like to make a motion that we approve item number 11 as presented with 17 stipulations.
Good job. I have a motion. Is there a second?
Second.
I have a motion and a second. Those in favor, please indicate by saying aye.
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 I said aye.
Oh, did you? Okay, just push. Okay. Those opposed? Hearing none, motion passes. Thank you very much. Okay. That brings us to item number 12, which is a public hearing and discussion, approval, disapproval of resolution number 080526-RD26-013 for an abandonment and extinguishment of a portion of a roadway. And I bet I've got Ms. Garza standing right there. Good afternoon. Well, good morning still. Whoa.
Afternoon.
You're
close.
We're sliding in.
Good morning, Chairman, members of the board. Celeste Garza, Public Works Deputy Director. I'm here for items 12, 13, and 14. So item 12 here before you is an abandonment of a portion of Sand Ridge Drive. It is located in the Santan Foothills region off of Gale Road. Right now, it serves as more of an alleyway to these 5 lots. The 5 lots either access off of Memory or Snapshot Road. So there isn't a current county-maintained road on the alignment. It's just an open vacant space between 2 parcels for the most part. I'm happy to answer any questions you might have.
Are there any questions for Ms. Garza? Just the crickets I hear. Okay, no questions. Thank you, Ms. Garza. This is a public hearing, so I'm going to open the public hearing on item number 12. Are there any members of the public that wish to speak on this item at this time? Hearing and seeing none, I'll close the public hearing. Board, do you have any questions for Ms. Garza? Hearing none, make it a motion, please, on this item.
Mr. Chair, I make a motion to approve item 12 as written.
I have a motion. Is there a second?
Second.
Motion and a second. Those in favor, please indicate by saying aye.
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 Opposed? Hearing none, motion passes. Thank you, Ms. Garza. That brings us to item 13, which is a public hearing, discussion, approval, disapproval of resolution number 080526-RD26-014, another abandonment and extinguishment known as Edge Street. Ms. Garza, you're up again.
All right, Edge Street is located in just south of the city of Apache Junction. Well, I guess you could say it's within the city of Apache Junction in some regard. It's a county island. It's an industrial area off of the Guadalupe Road alignment near Ironwood. Edge Street is serving currently as a private driveway into 2 commercial businesses. It isn't used for access for a county-maintained roadway, nor have the utilities used it in this location. So there's a couple photos, and I'm happy to answer your questions on this one.
Any questions for Ms. Garza on item number 13? Hearing none. This is a public hearing. We'll open the public hearing. Any members of the public wish to speak to item number 13? Hearing, seeing none, we'll close the public hearing, and I will ask for a motion, please.
Mr. Chair, I'd like to make a motion that we approve item number 13 as presented.
I have a motion. Is there a second?
Second.
Motion and a second. Those in favor, please indicate by saying aye.
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 Opposed? Hearing none, motion passes. Thank you. Item 14 is yet again another abandonment and extinguishment. It's resolution number 080526-RD26-015. Ms. Garza.
And finally, we have Roadrunner Road, which is located in Section 23, 1 North 80s in Apache Junction, kind of east of the Apache Junction area. The Bird family wants to use this space for additional backyard. Currently, there isn't a roadway on this alignment as well. As you can see, it's unused native
rough.
land. Yes. It would take some work to get it to that point, but we do have several. You know, we have these easements every 300 feet in Apache Junction, so there's several alignments that folks use for driveways or we use for roadways, but several of those we don't need. So you see these quite often in this location. Happy to answer any questions.
Any questions for Ms. Garza on item number 14?
Just a quick question. Thank you, Chairman. So they want to extend their backyard, and I guess that's legit, so they would end up with more property. That's all this would end up being.
Yes, that is correct. They'll use that 33 feet for whatever they choose to do so.
And there's no cost to us for them to doing that and moving everything, because I see there's a wall.
No, there is not. There's obviously a cost to go through the abandonment process through our ordinance, but no.
They pay for that.
They take on all that responsibility, but they want to use it, so it's benefit to them.
Thank you.
Okay, any other questions for Ms. Garza? Hearing none. This is a public hearing. We'll open the public hearing. Any members of the public wish to speak to item number 14 at this time? Hearing and seeing, are you public? Mr. Pachenko?
Oh, boy.
What are you doing? Don't be jumping the gun. Okay, so, no members from the public wishing to speak at this time. I will close the public hearing, and I will ask for a motion, please.
Mr. Chair, I'd like to make a motion that we approve item 14 as presented.
I have a motion. Is there a second?
Second.
I have a motion and a second. Those in favor, please indicate by saying aye.
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 Opposed? Hearing none, motion passes. Now, Mr. Pachenko, this is a public hearing, discussion, and approval, disapproval of ordinance number 2026-PZ-006-26, and I'll let you explain, sir.
Good afternoon, Chairman, Vice Chair, Supervisors. My name is Valentin Pashko, Senior Planner, here to present to you case PZ00626, Champaign Rezone. That's a request for approval of rezone from Recreational Vehicle Home Site Zone, RV to MH8 Manufactured Homes Zoning District, basically to allow compatible low-density residential development on approximately 1 acre lots. That's located generally north of intersection of South Montgomery Road and West Cornman, 1 mile north of exit 167 of I-8, west of city of Casa Grande. The site is currently 3.86 acres. And agent is present here today from the Rose Law Group. This is a general location of that site, west of Casa Grande. Here's the zoning map for the location surrounding areas. So this portion, this parcel, is a part of a larger recreational vehicle home site zone surrounding itself. The whole site with RV zone from this side of the road that contains about 15 acres. This property has 3.9 acres. Code requires to have at least 10 acres for RV to be developed through the site plan. And current owner own only those under 4 acres. So the current owner is not eligible to apply for site plan for this location because it's less than 10 acres to develop RV parks. An applicant basically asked it to rezone it to MH, and we can see that in the larger neighborhood, there is already existing MH zones to the east and to the west of the site. So it will not be something new to this community. There are also a wide variety of different zones, including commercials and other RV parks, and different sized residential development, including even industrial CA1 to the northeast from this site. So it's pretty mix of land uses on that area. Currently, that's undeveloped site. And here's some views for the site with notices published. So the property currently has 3.8 acres, and applicant acknowledged that they are planning to apply for the minor land division application, and in order to create approximately 3 acres and 128 acres of each, but they can do up to 1 acre each. That's the minimum lot size. And here's a just general previous zoning for this case. So that used to be a larger RV parks. So that side, along the street, that's supposed to be the whole site as RV park, but they already gone through the several rounds of rezoning for the property, and currently only this small 15 acres south of original rezone left as RV park. Other to the north, they already rezoned it to other residential developments. From the comprehensive site plan, that's land is designated as high-intensity activity center, and proposed use actually fits into the transitional use on the high-intensity activity center, so that will be fully compatible with such land use designation, if approved by the board. Here's the proposed site plan for the location. Applicant wants to do 3 parcels out of this property. Based on the minimum lot size, 8,000 square feet, they will be able to do maximum 5 parcels out of this 3.9 acres, but that's the maximum that they will be entitled to do, but applicant wish to do only 3. Here, there was no letter of support, opposition, or no agency comments for this proposal. Here's data about neighborhood meetings and different notification. And Planning and Zoning Commission on its June's meeting recommended approval of this rezone unanimously and subject to 1 stipulation, as outlined on the staff report. An applicant is present here today. If you have any question to the staff.
Thank you. Any questions for Mr. Pachenko at this time from the board? No, thank you. Applicant, do you wish to speak?
Members of the board, John Gillespie with the Rose Law Group. We're happy to be here on behalf of the property owner who can now use their land if pending your approval of this case, and we appreciate your consideration. The room's cleared. I think we can get a decent lunch today out at a decent time, so I don't want to hold that up. Thanks.
Okay, thank you. This is a public hearing, so I will now open the public hearing for item number 15. Any members of the public wish to speak? Not you, Mr. Pachenko. Yeah, hey, got to keep it going. Okay, hearing seeing none, we'll close the public hearing. And may I get a motion, please?
Mr. Chair, make a motion to approve item 15 as written with 1 stipulation.
I have a motion. Is there a second?
Second. I was giving Miller a chance.
Boy, that's like that pregnant part's going. Okay, motion and a second. Those in favor, please indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Maybe? Mr. Miller, you still there? He fell off the other cliff.
I think we have the votes.
We have a majority. Motion passes. Thank you very much. There was no opposition either, so I'll just state that. Okay, this moves us to item number 16.
Question I have, are we getting Miller back? Because doesn't it require all 5 of us on this one?
Doesn't say that.
Number 16.
Yes, it does.
Well, 16 it does, yes, okay. I hadn't gotten there yet. You're jumping the gun.
I know,
You're
but
reading ahead. You were the kid in school that read ahead in the class, didn't you?
I did. And I was kind of redheaded, freckled too.
While you're working on that, item number 16.
17 before?
We could, while we're doing that, what the heck? That's a nice suggestion. We'll just go to number 17 because Discussion, approval, disapproval of, and acceptance of an administrative modification to amend and correct a clerical error in the legal description associated with grant of right-of-way easement number 0000RW9003. That's a lot of zeros. And this is from Ms. Garza. Hi, Ms. Garza.
Pleasure to meet you.
Mr. Ortiz.
Good afternoon, Chair, Vice Chair, Joe Ortiz, Development Services Managing Director. Item 17 is I call it a cleanup item related to a larger objective that we're trying to achieve. That objective is we have a grant of easement that was assigned to Pinal County back in October 30th, 1990, related to State Route 347. And the objective is to get that assigned right away through to the Gila River community, who will then in turn assign it to ADOT for the overall State Route 347 project that they want to accomplish out there. So back to this item itself, we need to clean up a legal description that had some Scribner errors back in 1990. So we need to do that before we can move forward with the actual assignment. So that's what we're trying to do here is take care of that.
Okay, thank you. Are there any questions from the board for Mr. Ortiz? None? Is Supervisor Miller back in the world here with us? Okay, no questions?
I am.
There you are. Okay, good. So if there's no questions from the board, I'd ask for a motion, please, on item 17.
Mr. Chair, I make a motion to approve item 17 as written.
I have a motion. Is there a second?
Second.
Motion and a second. Those in favor, please indicate by saying aye.
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 Here we go. Opposed? Hearing none, motion passes.
Thank you.
Thank you. Now, going back to item 16, we'll talk about a discussion, approval, disapproval to donate surplus equipment ready to be placed for auction from the Pinal County Salvage Division of the Office of Budget and Finance, through all that stuff. Anyway, please, go ahead, Ms. Woods, please tell us all about it.
Good afternoon, Chairman, members of the board. Angie Woods, the Director of the Office of Budget and Finance. Before you as an item, we're asking to donate some equipment, or office chairs, cabinetry, some furniture to the city of Santan, or I guess this town of Santan Valley. So for the value of $1, these items were going to be placed on auction. However, repurposing them for their use seems appropriate. So with your approval, we would do so. And again, it does require unanimous consent from the board.
Can't we charge them more because they sucked a bunch of money? I see Olguin out there. So can't we just charge them more for fun because, you know, they're sucking all this money out of us from taxes?
He's getting his old.
That's entirely up to you.
Most of that staff's just getting their old equipment back is
That's,
all. So.
that's right, yeah, it fits them. Okay. Very good. Are there any questions for Ms. Woods?
Just one. Tell them no more stealing our staff. Mike?
Yeah, we'll put that on, yeah.
I'm good.
One stipulation.
One stipulation.
Just kidding, just kidding.
Okay. All right, any other questions for Ms. Woods? Hearing none, may I get a motion, please?
Mr. Chair, I'd like to make a motion that we approve item 16 as presented.
I have a motion, is there a second?
Second.
There we have a second.
Second.
And just to note here, this requires unanimous consent from the board. So those in favor, please indicate by saying aye.
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 All of us, there we go. Any opposed? Hearing none, motion passes. Thank you very much. And seeing that, now we're to item 18, future agenda items. Anyone from the board wish to place something on a future agenda? Supervisor Sturdy, did you have something you wanted to put on?
We're going to play it by ear with the cameras, and then we can,
Go from there.
yeah, we'll see how that's going to work out.
Okay, any other items from any other board member?
Yeah, when it comes to we're rewriting and relooking at some of our ordinances and codes. And we probably really ought to have a good open discussion with all 5 of us here at the dais, with our staff, so some kind of a work session or something, that we get the message out loud and clear. We've got some stuff that's going out there right now that we need to get a hold of, so.
Okay, I see a nod from over here to my right.
He gets the message.
Stage right. Okay. Any other items? With that, there's no more business before the board. We are adjourned.